All right. Good morning, traders, and welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. I will be going through the live order flow analysis, and it's forward-looking. We'll be looking for opportunities in the marketplace due to the order flow, and we will take positions in demo paper trading mode to show trade management, entries, exits, etc., due to the order flow in Bookmap. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading should not be considered. Equities and digital currencies involve substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so we have an onboarding webinar tomorrow. This is a new webinar that we have on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. East Coast time. So if you're new to Bookmap, you want to get up and running, you have questions or you have some confusions, we will guide you through the process and get you connected to the market. All right, so again, that's Tuesdays, and it's over here on Discord. As well as it's a Zoom meeting. In fact, Dan, if you have the link, maybe you can put it into the chat. Thank you. All right, well, that's that. We have the Bookmap Academy on Thursdays. Anyway, let's jump in. Let's take a look at these markets. There's a lot going on, and get into deep into the analysis. All right, so just looking at the euro dollar here, as it's going down. All the stock indexes are down, etc. So the euro is losing strength. The dollar is gaining strength here. All right, it's down to 102.68 or 102.70 basically. So we're seeing kind of this safe haven. Also, the yen, we'll see a lot of money go into the yen as a safe haven. This is very typical during volatility. Now, funny enough, like I was just looking at the VIX. Now, I don't know if I have the correct reading on the VIX, but it is around 20. It's under 20. You know, somewhere above 16 is where you want to start paying attention to the VIX. And it's elevated, but it's not as high as and not as volatile as other times. So that kind of shocked me, to be honest. Anyway, let's jump into the ES, and we'll start with our analysis and our higher time frame analysis here. This is where we started yesterday. I'm sorry, Friday, and I want to go through this with you. So we had a really nice reading on Friday, and we'll go through the details and a kind of a review. Very, very quickly here because it sets us up for today. This was the higher time frame order flow that we saw in this alpha version of Bookmap. You can see this is back to October, and these are the highs here. You see the this was FOMC back in December 18th, and then really that kind of catapulted the market into this kind of sideways drift. It did make highs again here, and then Friday it made attempt back at those highs and then failed. Okay, and we were on the webinar and we kind of had this multi-time frame analysis in here that worked out pretty well. We had this channel here, and then if we zoom in further for Friday, we had the channel for the day. Okay, this was a higher time frame channel. This one here, the bigger one, and look where we went that day. I was kind of surprised that we actually came down that day to it, but you know, we saw this break here. We had channels within channels basically, and these were the other two smaller time frame channels that we had made. This one was for the day, and this one was for a certain time frame. We saw the break of that one, so we were looking for the retest down to this one, and then, you know, if we zoomed out, we're like, well, yeah, maybe we can even test down to this one here. and lo and behold, we did. All right, so this multi-time frame order flow analysis gave us that insight, and that's what we want to take away from this. Okay, we're going to do the same today, and we're going to be looking at the live market. All right, so if we zoom out a little bit more here, so what happened this morning at the the overnight here, basically Sunday evening, and then Monday morning here. You can see that we've come down below the swing here back on January 27th, and we're kind of hovering now back into that area. Right, you can see the swing over here, which was back on, hold on a minute, that was January 16th. Okay, so this is where we're starting to find the market is testing below these swings, and we want to see if we get continuation below that. All right, so that's what we're going to be set up for, and looking at the order flow analysis here on the higher time frame, and then start to look for opportunities. So for like right now, let's just take a quick look in here. And we got all the stops and icebergs on here. Let me actually take them off for the moment, so we have a cleaner looking chart for the moment. We've got this yellow line here is our POC, and this is just a trend line I had earlier today. All right, okay, so what do we see here? 9:30 cash open, and let me get rid of the POC. It's just kind of bugging me. Hold on just a minute. There we go. Okay, just want to get our higher time frame analysis first. All right, here is 8 o'clock. We see a move to the upside, and that was the controlling move since 8 o'clock here. You can see the buyers kind of controlled the market at that time. Price action took place within that move. This is very typical after a big move like this. And then we have a 9:30 cash open. Everything really changes, and we see the move up. It broke that high. Try it again here. It did not trade into this 59.90 liquidity up here. Never got there, and the sellers come in. Okay, so now what were the sellers able to do? We're able to go below that 8 o'clock swing here to the upside. All right, so now we're looking for sellers if they want to take this lower. All right, so it looks pretty choppy at the moment, as you can see the back and forth. We have sellers here, we have buyers here. We have the 10 a.m. We have some data. You can see this kind of dark area in here. They pull liquidity, and market tests lower. It comes right back up and tests where it dropped from. And we've been chopping around from that data since. Okay, this is the range right here. And now we're below it in here on some pretty heavy selling. Okay, so let's take a look then if sellers are going to move this lower. Okay, we're getting a bit of an answer right now. As you can see, some high liquidity just came in here at this around 58, and we saw the reaction here by buyers. Now those guys have traded. Okay, so we're still just chopping around in here, looking to see if we can get down into this liquidity at 55, or maybe the figure down here at 50. Let's take a look. Very tight little range right now. Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's see here. Just trying to catch up in the chat here with everybody over on Discord. Yep, good morning, Alois, Trader Pete. good on YouTube. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see if these sellers can come in right now after seeing the buyers take a little bit higher up to the swings up here. Okay. And looking for them to trade back down to, well, I'm still looking for this 55 here. I'm going to jump over to our Trader Map Pro or Trader Map Lite version here, because you can see how the liquidity in here, this algo, this bot in here, this stacker algo is kind of skewing the order book, and it's been doing that for several months now. So 55 just transacting. We can kind of filter out that algo so you can see that now it's much cleaner in here, and we're looking at better levels of liquidity that's longer term, not just always changing and morphing from the algorithmic activity there. Come on, sellers. Let's see these sellers come in. See them press this. This is a low of the day. And test down to 59.50 here. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Rob. I want to be really careful. I mean, like I said, the VIX is like not screaming to the upside here amidst all this tariff talk here. So this is kind of like what we were talking about on Friday. Let me actually, I'm going to overlay some candles in here, and maybe we'll go through some candlestick patterns today. Bring this up, and we'll look at a 5-minute candlestick chart. Okay, so I am anticipating these kinds of moves. We're, as you can see, trending lower, but we're going to get these pullbacks, overlapping candles in here, and maybe coming back up into, maybe a high volume node up in here, and then reject and then come back down, and then make a slightly lower low, and then move right back up into the range again. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm anticipating here today. It's been pretty choppy so far, but we are going lower. We're pressing that into this low of the day here, as you can see. All right, so if that's the case, you're looking for maybe a pullback. We have our trend line here, but maybe it pulls back to the swing here, or maybe back to here where that supply came in on the sell side. Good morning, trading is life. And how are we doing on YouTube? Good morning, James. All right, let's see if we can get our sellers here again. We have some exhaustion here, no buying up here, but selling down here. So looking for another press by the sellers. into this the figure here, a half figure at 59.50. Okay. Now we've seen this so many times though, right around just before the figure. Well, around the figure, we're looking for a few different things to happen. On the way down toward these bigger numbers, you see a lot of profit taking and maybe a lot of entrapment of traders and then squeezes to the upside before getting back down to the figure and trading into and through it. Or sometimes you just see like the sellers will come in here and just whack it and trade, maybe heck, maybe even 10 points through it, but usually just through it by a few points, and then we get a move back up into high liquidity someplace up in here and get everyone squeezed out of the market before it comes back and reverses later in the day to make new lows again, right? So it looks like the ladder is about to unfold, but not sure. This is we see the buying starting to come in here. Yeah, cluster of buying in here, but is failing to take the market higher. So look for the squeeze here to the downside now. At night, we're looking for a nice stop run and maybe capitulation here. We just see that we're not finding a whole lot of sellers down here. We're finding buyers. Okay, one big seller here, but then all of this in here could be accumulation, and we could get that move to the upside. I think what we'll see more likely here is looking for the squeeze into and through 50 right here. Okay, here we go. Let's see if the sellers compress it into and through 50 here. Any questions you guys have? So here's that scenario here, that squeeze, right? Beauty actually. Let's turn our stops and icebergs on just to demo this. All right, I need to go back to this one. Turn on stops and icebergs. This is a beauty. This is so typical. Wow, it's a really strong squeeze here. Exponential. Okay, this was our original. We thought maybe it'd come up to about 63 here. That liquidity. Well, we're up to about 69 now, or 70. Oh, we're above it. I'm having some data delays here. Yeah, there's just a lot going on right now. You can see the red lines down here. So I'm going to close some instruments here that might help. We'll get rid of our Trader Lite version here. There we go. Okay, we're caught up. Boy, it's still going. Okay, so I think there's probably still some more fuel in this or move up into maybe 90 here. Maybe 6,000. Okay, we're up at highs of the day now. And still going strong. Going for 6,000 now. Tis but a scratch. Yeah, yeah. So this is a great. This is one of the best squeezes I've seen in a while. Um, so I'm just kind of, again, I'm kind of clogged up here. Uh, let's actually, as we're waiting here, let's go back to our higher time frame here, and take a look at our candlestick charts, and start to understand what we're looking for uh, on lower time frames. Again, all of these markets in here in the order flow is fractal, meaning that these kinds of moves that we see here are no different than, like, this big move here, like it was several days to the upside, is no different than this move here that we're seeing on this squeeze to the upside here right now. It's just that is just a higher time frame. Okay, but it's a move. Look at exactly the same thing below all of these swings in here. Okay, several days ago, months ago, we see the move down below all of those swings, the rejection, and then tons of buying coming in back up to all-time highs here. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. The exact same thing in here was the move down below on a very small time frame. In fact, let's go to just a 5-minute chart here just to show the concept a little bit better. Here we go. So down below, some of the swings in here, the swing here at the open, then there's a swing below it, and then this last 5 minutes, swing below that, and then the squeeze is on. Okay, and what I'm saying is the concept is no different between the two here, between what's going on. Hold on a minute. In here, breakdown, the false breakdown, and also down in here. Right. So let's take a look at today. Also here, you can see the below the swing from several days ago, and then now we're back up, and now we're on a green candle for the day. Okay, so are we going to get a gap fill? Maybe. We'd have to come all the way up to here to get that gap fill. We might. Let's just take a look at some other areas in here that are important. We can see here, this is kind of a good area to go to and stop. Also maybe up in here, also here, the swing up here. So that would be 60.45. This is 60.15 in here. Our gap fill looks like it's back up to what, 60.64? Yeah. Yeah, that's way up here, right? So maybe just half a gap fill. You fib guys, look for, something in between, and line that up with some areas of high liquidity as well. Okay, so that might be around 60.25 or something like that. All right, well, let's take a look then. What does 60.25 look like in here? Yeah, it's not bad. Somewhere around in here. I kind of like this 15 area better, but 10 points higher here on the hourly. Up here, you can see that this is where a lot of buyers came in and moved that higher, right? So a retest back to there is totally possible. Okay, so we're above 6,000. And getting a retest probably down to 6,000. Oh. Here's our 60.25 right up here, guys. A lot of traders up there. A lot of liquidity just came in. This is another way to, we talked about this during the academy meetings. It's a great way to start to look at liquidity and put this into, it's something to study for sure. Let's just put it that way, and notice. When did they come in? Okay. What was the behavior like? Well, they came in here, as you can see, around 10:30, just 5 minutes ago or so, or I'm sorry, 1 minute ago. Start to align. You can start to align like maybe high liquidity getting filled down in here on the bid, and then aggressive buyers coming into and trying to break through some of these areas to reach a target up here. Okay, a lot of times that a lot of traders will put, especially larger players, first put in their targets, okay, where they think the market is going to go. Then they start to look for opportunities to trade it to that area. Okay, Scott Pulcini can verify that for you. This is exactly how he would scalp years ago, and I've heard it from also a lot of other professional traders. You place your target, then you start look for your trading opportunity to get it up into those areas, right? Yeah, now we're just going to read the order flow and look for that scenario, that potential scenario here. Let's take a look at some of our candlesticks in here, just for kicks. We got our 5-minute candle. Boy, this was just a beauty of a move here. It's a 50-point move. Very, very powerful move. All right, so now up here, we can see a lot of buying into high liquidity though here. Now what we're going to look for, and this is a way that a lot of you level 2 guys or dome traders are reading the market. If we can get buyers up here, we would look for them to squeeze the upper edge here and trade up into like 20 or maybe our 25 level. Okay, so let's look for those buyers. Okay, do we get them? Starting to. All right, let's take a shot at this here, and I'm gonna put my stop below the swing here. Okay, I should probably put it down below this swing here because a lot of times we get one more, we get some exhaustion here, some selling comes in, We see that move. A lot of times we even come back down below these swings here. And then we get the momentum back up here, auctions at back up here again, more buyers, and then the push higher. Okay, but we're looking to see like this momentum move to the upside here. Okay, and we're reading the buyers at the top edge. That's it, right? That's what we're looking for. Are they buying up here? Okay, now we're starting to see it exhaust out there. Okay, so I'm going to flatten that because that's not what I'm looking for now. We may come back up again and start to auction here because we know that we did here earlier. We'd look for it again. That's exactly what a lot of dome traders or level 2 traders are looking for, okay, for pressing that edge. Okay? It can work on all time frames too. This time frame here to trade back up to the top edge here, okay, where we just came from. All right, so let's see if we auction here. Okay, can we get enough buyers in here? Looks like it. Let's give it a shot. Okay, and we're looking for back to the top edge and then to break it. Okay, and we could get our move up into 25 here, so we're going to move our target up. Okay, just traded into high liquidity here. Pullback is usually what we anticipate. Okay, do we get buyers supporting it here again? That's what we're looking for. This is where they came in. We're looking for liquidity at this price level and more buyers to come back in to trade back up here. Okay, we might not get it. We can see that high liquidity came in just there at 60.10. Okay, let's see if we get it again here. Top edge. Looking for those buyers back up here and then to press. Nope, getting our sellers. Okay, likely to trade into this liquidity here, but let's see. Okay, let's see again. Top edge after this pullback, steep pullback. Yeah, it's just turning into back and forth. All right, so that idea we're gonna cancel this, our idea was that we would hold this. Actually, we probably should have gotten out someplace around in here since it started to break it, but we gave it one more shot here, and it wasn't working. All right, but initially it worked great, typically this is exactly what we're looking for, is a move up into high liquidity like this and then a pullback. Okay, looking for support in here, more buyers, and then the push to our 25 level. Okay, any questions on that concept? Okay, again, this is not a trading room. We're going through this trade idea in here, and then we'll cover it in detail. Okay, and we'll wrap some trading management around it as well. Okay, pretty bad management today so far, but I want to go through the concept of this top edge or bottom edge, same idea, down here, right? Building supply here by the aggressor to push into the liquidity on the bid in here. So actually, let's start to look for more opportunities in here. What's going on? Some of our structural levels first. in order flow. Yeah, Stephen, like looking for these big moves and these squeezes, etc. Like uh, it's incredible. And this is where you have to kind of take a step back and reassess. And like, how much do you want to trade and risk in these big swings like this? So really either step back and not trade, or well, there's a couple different things you can do. Not trade. You can really go down in size and just trade micros, or one or two micros, or whatever it is that you're comfortable with, and widen out your stops. Or you can trade your regular size, but you're looking for very small moves, okay, that are going to happen very, very quickly. And what I was talking about, Stephen, is the relativity in here. I mean, the context. I mean, look at the size of this buying in here. I mean, we went through this scenario and we just thought like, okay, well, maybe up to 65 or so, something like that. I mean, here we went to 6,000. All right, so now we're back up here at this top edge here, and we're pressing through it now. So this same idea that we had here on this trade idea, okay, it panned out again, but it panned out here, right? It took a while for it to work out. Holy cow. Okay, we're up at our 60.25, and I am not. All right, guys, I'm gonna kind of close down some symbols here. This is gonna help. All right, there we go. So we're just looking at the ES now. It's trading like it's the NQ, so we're good with the ES. Okay, let's see if we can get another move on this top edge here. Okay, now I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing it exhaust out here. Okay, so if that is the case, then we're looking for a pullback, maybe down to about this 25 level where we just came from. And we are in this channel here. Hold on a minute. Oh, if I clear all these, I want to keep these. Okay, we'll jump back to our Trader Map Pro. Yeah. Okay, so here we go again. Let's see if we can get it here. See the fuel here. Let's see if we can get our squeeze here and just try to jump in on this one. I might not be able to. Okay. No, we didn't get it. Target's probably down here to 20. Very, very low volume node here at 21. Okay. blazed through it and then traded up here. Okay, so we might get some rejection right in front of that liquidity here. Okay, but I imagine we'll hit 20. Nice breakout in here. This is a beauty up to our what we were looking for earlier. Well, this was our 20, so this is the 25 here. Yeah. Let's jump back to our candlestick pattern here for just a minute here. This has been a really beautiful squeeze. And we're looking for what around this 25 level here, and then maybe around 40 or 40 to 45 up here. 42, I guess. So we see liquidity up here, yeah, at 40, but there's also some here, 33 and 36. Okay, let's see if we get another squeeze here. So Pete, is that it really? The squeeze is related to this breaking news here. Mexican president, tariffs delayed for a month. If so, that makes total sense. In fact, let's just jump in here and we'll look for seeing our stops below. Yeah, I'm going to get squeezed here. Now we're looking for fuel as well. That's an important element in this. In this selling in here, you can see the rejection here. We have our rejection here. So now we're looking for our buyers to try to take it back up into our targets up here. Okay, as you can see, we totally exhausted out there. We're going to get stopped out. All right, well, we're going to look for a retest back through it though. Okay, so now we traded through that level here, but still, let's see if we can get some rejection here or not. Okay, this is a critical level here at 21, 20, 21. Yeah, there we go. And let's put our target up here. Let's put it at 36. A lot of liquidity up there. Anyway, as you can see, like this is what we're doing is we're just looking for these potential squeezes to unfold. Okay, looking for like our level 2 up here. Like this is not it. It's not doing it. We're looking for that buying up here, right here. And that has to be at around 22 or so. Yeah, this is just a crapshoot today, guys. Really is. It's very, very choppy in here. I mean, these big squeezes and then chop. And I gotta kind of take a step back here and look at this again. Start to understand the behavior in here, the way it's auctioning, and then that's when we start to look for the opportunities, right? What is the condition? How is it? Starting to auction? And then we go with it. We're looking for that order flow. Like right here, looks pretty good again. Okay, and let's see if we can get it. Here we go. See if we can really get it here. Okay, this retraced all the way back down here to this little swing and where those buyers came in here. Vegas trading, kind of. Yeah, we're just trying to read the momentum and go with it. We're anticipating it in some of these areas in here. We've got plenty of fuel now for the move higher. Right, we can get a nice powerful squeeze again. Okay, I'm going to move my targets up. I'm anticipating it. Now we don't know. I mean, these are pretty big swings. We could come all the way back down to the swing here. Okay, let's just read this volume and these transactions in here. I'm looking for the buyers to pull away again. Top edge right here. We got to see that auction here. If we get a nice powerful one here, we should get the move higher, right? We've got these sellers on the hook in here, and we're looking for these buyers to pull away from that area here. Okay, and then I want to see it auction up here again as well on that buy side. And let's see if the sellers can step away or not. Liquidity above 37, Pete. Okay. It's setting up pretty nicely here. Some buyers right up here around 25. No. Yeah, we're not getting it. Okay, we're playing this range now from 20. This is where we got in, and trying to get up into this area in auction. And we're kind of at the last gasp here. If they don't, we're just going to exit here. But this is where we were looking for that squeeze again here at this bottom edge. Okay, and now we want to see a lot of buying come in. Try to upend this. And our targets are up to the high liquidity here. Okay, the bid's starting to show a little bit of interest. Okay, where this supply came in, if we get that demand right above it here, this is about 24, it looks like. All right, so starting to show a little bit of interest up here. All right, let's see this top edge here. We're going to get some sort of answer here. This is again like, you know, watching your level 2 here. Want to see these transactions take place, flurries of activity by that buy side here. Okay, to press higher. Okay, it's showing now. Many times, as you guys know, like stocks as well, it might start to auction here, and then someone really dumps hard, right? And that can happen here as well. It's very volatile, as you guys know. A 50-point move in the S&P squeeze to the upside there. It's just this liquidity looks great up here, so I'm just looking for those buyers to try to carry it up into those areas. Okay, this is not what we're looking for. Our sellers coming in. So I'm going to take my profit on that, and we're going to wait for the next opportunity. So exhaustion up here at our top edge, sellers coming in here. No, that's not what we're looking for. If we come back up again, then we'll get back in. Just that this liquidity looks great up here. All right, let's take it another step back here. So we've been looking at a 5-minute chart here, but you can. This is the back and forth in here. Okay, and if we again we're seeing the buyers come back up here again, so it's looking pretty good. Let's take a look. And some heavy selling right there. Okay, that's a larger player. Look at your CVD here. Yeah, I mean, I think Trader Pete's, got the right idea. I mean, these headlines are just driving the market. We're gonna see it in the order flow, and we're gonna try to, take advantage of some imbalances and some moves. And right now, we can see that the defense is coming in on the sell side right here. We saw that. Let me look at your CVD drop right here. Okay, so larger players coming in and saying no mas basically, and then maybe is this them again? I mean, we've seen it many times that it is, and we don't know, but it's starting to look like it. Okay, now these guys can get upended too, right? Maybe they're just selling to ease off on a position or something. We don't know. If we're just looking for our buyers above it. If we do get that, and then our buyers above here, the move into 36 or 40 looks a lot better. Okay, so here we go. Here come some buyers. In fact, we're going to do something kind of funny here. We're going to take it just up to here because that's where they came in, right? Okay, so we got that's already been hit. But now we're looking for this move up into 37 or maybe even our 40 up here. Okay, so I'm going to move it up to 40 and we'll watch and see if we get up there. Okay, at 37, then we'll make our decision then. We just might get a big move really quickly, so we'll be prepared for it. Okay, so here's our auction. See how it's starting to auction here again compared to over here, right? After doing this. Okay, so we played it up to here, and now we're going to look for follow through, that move that we were looking for earlier, back in here, basically. Now we're looking for the follow through. Okay, the volume's starting to pick up. It looks good. Let's put a measured move on this too. I mean, these swings are big, right? So what is kind of likely here, or not out of the question? Up to 40 is not out of the question. This is like Stephen, something you said you got into earlier. You see exhaustion. Well, it depends on the time frame that you're trading again. I mean, like look at this. Like I'm kind of mixing some time frames up today. Uh, on Friday it was really good. We were in a position for a specific time frame. Right now we're not. We're kind of mixing our time frames. In fact, this should be down not only here, maybe even lower than that. Well, we just got stopped out. But maybe it should even be lower than that, right? Because this is the range that we're looking for in here. Right now, here's that larger player, right? Came in. And you can see the volume pick up in here. Right now, we're still open though, to getting back up above here, right? These big ranges in here. Oh, you were sell side. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is really frustrating with these. This is volatility, and uh, you have to be really quick or really widen it out. That's what I was just trying to show in here about widening it out. And yeah, we got caught up in it. All right, let's see if we can get, again, buyers back up above here, and then at least back up to here where this guy came in. Let's just, I'm kind of shooting from the hip here, guys, as you can see, but we're looking for this move here to be tested. Okay, the sellers came in hard here. Okay, well, what about these buyers? Are going to come back up and try to retest these areas here? Let's see. Nope, not this time. Okay, maybe here. Okay, so this larger player is kind of, you know, a lot. We don't know if it's one or several, or if this is just kind of this is it, right? But we're going to continue to move our stop down here. Maybe we'll get down to here, down to our 50 level here, right? So again, see what time frame are we trading? If we're trading that down to 50, well, then we're probably looking for putting our stop way up here. And this is what Scott Pulcini always goes over. Is talking about that. You know, he's looking at, look, we're trading this range in here. Where do you want to get in? And where's your stop going to go? Unbelievable. $385 stops here. 35, 35. Well, it's just back and forth in here. These are big swings. We've seen bigger in the past, of course, but like for recent activity, these are pretty good swings. 20 point swing or so. Yeah. All right, let's jump back again. Look at our higher time frame. This is crazy. Um, so we're now like I went short on this guy in here, and again it's setting up for actually a really nice squeeze, the squeeze we were kind of looking for, up into this liquidity up here. But I kind of went along with this guy here, and he's just being tested here. Okay, so are we gonna, this is where they came in. Are we going to see more sellers come in again here? Yeah, boy, it just is. Yeah, the range here between like what, this 32 to 03. We're like this is where Alois and others kind of struggle on the time frames. Like, do we want to be in a larger position or longer term, or scalp, or look for both? We kind of determine both, and that makes it a little more challenging. And very small range at the moment. Well, if this is going to work out, it's got to be selling below here, right here at this 21 for this to move back down, and try to get down to, I don't know. We put our take profit around before 50 here, 55 or so. Yeah, just don't really see an edge right now, either way. The seller is still controlling from this point on around this 30 level, okay, on this time frame. But there's a lot of buying that's come right back in. If they can get above it here, the squeeze is certainly on. Yeah, not looking good. Our second or third test up here, right, by buyers. This is usually means follow through. Typically, I mean, all these wicks up in here, and we can get back up here again on buying pressure. Then we'd look for follow through to the upside. Yep, it is gonna squeeze. Certainly looks like it. Wouldn't say it's exhaustion up here, that's for sure, but it doesn't seem to be too much buying interest. This is kind of retesting. All right, well, we're due for a big swing one way or another here. We're getting ready. We have a European close coming up as well. Yep, starting to build that buying pressure. And let's see what we get up here at this top edge. Still buying. What's tricky about I find on these kinds of days is these players that will just kind of, they'll get up here and then just dump. Kind of like this here, but we a lot more than that. And then you get these wild swings. This is the gonna squeeze here. It's looking like it. Again, like we said, like that can happen, and that can be very tricky. Because this should go up at this point. Anyway, let's see if maybe we'll trade into this high liquidity, and then we'll get our move to the downside. It's a bigger move that we're looking for here. But right now it looks very prime for a move up into our let's see, we said 36 or 37, and then also 40 here. It's building pretty nicely for that. But we're one short here, so can't really look for that opportunity. Actually, maybe I can jump over here and trade it in a rhythmic. Or I'm sorry, no, I can't. I closed my rhythmic. That's right. This bookmap data is open. All right, guys. Well, let's call it a day. It's been a pretty tricky session. I mean, we saw this beautiful, beautiful squeeze in here, and then we're looking for another one up into here. I got kind of caught up in some of the back and forth on different time frames today. We'll come back in tomorrow, looking at very specific time frames instead, and just work and hone that skill. And don't forget we'll have our onboarding webinar tomorrow as well, and that's at 2 p.m. East Coast time in the afternoon. It's for those new to Bookmap to run the platform, get up and running, add a symbol, add data, and where to go for other resources, answer any questions that you may have about certain things, etc. And get you up and running here. So then you can come into these webinars and take advantage of what's going on with some of these, some of the order flow readings in here. Anyway, guys, we're on the higher time frame here. And just like I said, kind of got tripped up on some of these time frames. But I am looking for a move up into some of this liquidity, and then let's see if we can turn it around and come back down. All right, so anyway, that's the plan for what for the rest of the day, or what I see right now. All right, so anyway, guys, yeah, we'll catch up tomorrow. Thanks for coming, and yeah, good trading. Be careful out there. All right, thanks, guys. Bye bye.